It's amazing how Gong Yu brought that character to life. His performance, his choices, they're all so perfect. He did such a great job creating this strange, bizarre persona in his scenes. But under that bizarre exterior, there's still this terrifying, unhinged quality and a dark, sort of sick humor that he manages to capture so well.
Squid Games 2 showed us a lot compared to the previous season, a glimpse inside the world of the pink-suited guards and some of their personal lives.
I spent a lot of time practicing my technique, and I actually got pretty good. Just as I was thinking, hey, I'm getting the hang of this, the director told me he'd called in an expert.
He was extremely talented. He could play all 5 levels of Gongi at the same time with both hands. So we filmed the expert as he played, and in editing, we made it look like it was Daeho the whole time.
Makes his way back into the game. While it's not his original intention, the plan of finding the island still didn't go into fruition, and he ended up playing the games, or at least some of them so far.
But who's doing the shooting? Because you'd have to be an extremely talented sniper to shoot like that. So I thought it'd be interesting to tell the story of one of those sharpshooters in season 2. Depending on what the senior recruiters decide, some people get pulled in as players, and others get hired as personnel. I thought it'd be a fun twist to follow someone who at first you think is just another player, but then she turns out to be a soldier.
I will say that in the moment that he and the team took over some of the guards, surprisingly with the help of the frontman for a while, I actually thought it was like a dream or they were imagining it. I was surprised it went that far to begin with.
Honestly, every time we entered a new game, from the instant we stepped onto the set, our jaws would drop to the floor. It was so huge and impressive, it felt like we were entering another world. You know, it's funny. It was actually kind of tricky, because I'm right-handed in real life. But then, in the show, frontman is left-handed. So while we were shooting, I was worried I'd mess up, and we'd have to redo it a bunch of times.
Today we're going to share what it was like filming this season.
Societies across the whole world are becoming increasingly divided. We're seeing an escalation of this kind of conflict everywhere. Hatred based on religion, ideology, birthplace, gender, or race. I wrote this season the way I did because I wanted to reflect our reality in a more symbolic way. That's why I showed how the X's and the O's start to divide amongst themselves.
But before we get into more of these moments, today's trivia question: how long did it take to build the original set for the first season for the show? Leave your guesses in the comments down below and stick around till the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
I wanted Inho to be this opposing force. He enters himself into the game so he can test Gyun at each stage of the journey. And in season 1, Ilnam talked about his experience, how playing through the games made him feel. I think that's another reason Inho was compelled to step into this world again, for the first time in a long while. So considering all of that, I thought it would be fun if Inho actually joined the games. I thought he'd make the biggest impression if the audience sees him come into the story as player 1, just like Ilnam.
A lot of fans felt that the season dragged on too much with the first 2 episodes not even getting into the games, which are kind of the most exciting and intense. However, it is important to get into these new characters' backstories.
사실 저는 저 촬영 당일날 가짜로 속여서 때리는 줄 알고 갔는데 즉석에서 감독님이 진짜로 한 번만 때려달라고 하셔가지고 너무 부담스러웠는데 또 한 큐 오케이가 안 났어요. 그래서 2번인가 3차례인가 아마 때렸던 기억, 때리고 거의 무릎 꿇고 빌어서 사죄를 드렸습니다.
Now that they get into the game finally, we see more of what we didn't from the first season, the recruiter and what he does while finding the players and just being so non-empathetic.
I tried to estimate what a fair time limit would be for all 5 games. At first I gave them 10 minutes, but when we actually tried it, everyone was so fast. We found that most people were able to get through all the mini-games within 5 minutes. So I said, okay, fine. 5 minutes it is.
The whole series strives on the candidates who have nothing to lose and who, in their mind, at least have a chance in these games than out in the real world. So audiences would kind of think who in their right mind would want to play these games, but on the other hand, they have more to gain here than out there.
I could include even more Korean games, and at the same time, make things a bit more difficult. So I decided on 5 mini-games where the contestants' feet would be tied together. That would also generate a lot of interesting stories and give the audience things to watch as the players made their way around the track. That's how we landed on our second game. and I named it the Six-Legged Pentathlon.
In Season 2, they changed the rules of the game, speaking in terms that each player after every game chooses whether to stay or go.
When we were designing the Mingle set, our goal was to create it without using any CGI. We built the whole thing to scale. All the doors, all the rooms, and the main circular structure. Everything was constructed so that we could film the scene for real.
With that, let the game begin.
You're singing and dancing, then suddenly you have to grab someone. It's simple but unpredictable.
As I share my excitement for this series, I want to mention we are currently doing a giveaway. Share what you were most excited for with this project, and the best comment will win a $25 Fandango gift card where you can purchase a full movie with added bonus features. Comment down below and one winner will be chosen.
나 저 때 기억나는데, 유리 씨. 저게 잘 뒤집혀진 거예요? 한 번에 뒤집었다. 한 번에 뒤집었어요. 못 뒤집었어요. 그래서 못 뒤집었는데 어쨌든 표정을 연기를 해야 되니까 딱 치고 나서 유리 씨 표정이
0.1초.
어떡하지? 하는 표정이 있었어.
딱지치기를 그 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다 할 때부터 현장에서 계속 연습했었거든요. 연습 때는 잘 되다가 이게 본전에서 잘 못했다.
We also get to see the likes of the games and how they were shot, even with the cast reacting to what they did on camera at the time.
성기훈이라고 합니다.
아, 성이네요.
형님! 정배 형님!
저 자막 뭐야? 가르릉 대는 소리. 우리 아빠 삐졌을 때 같아.
You can imagine the pressure not only in the show, but in real life, just to make this realistic. Aside from the cast reacting to the games, we get a behind the camera look as well.
But we see everyone from directly above, from really high up.
Even though on the ground that moment is very brutal and tense, when you look down from that high up, it kind of looks like a cell dividing. So it was really interesting to see how that shift in perspective changed things. The horrific carnage looked totally different from above.
Mingle is another game that is shown. You spin on a merry-go-round, and as soon as it stops, you must go into a room and not get stuck outside. The director really wanted this game to be included if there were to be a season 2.
As I was coming up with story ideas, it occurred to me that if the VIPs want to see human beings at their very worst, they'd want to include characters who had existing connections. Players who knew each other in some way, so they could observe them throughout the games and see how they change. I wanted to show that they might not get what they expect.
And before we sign off, we wanted to mention what will happen for Season 3 coming this year since the season was filmed back-to-back.
가장 사랑하는 친구를 잃는 것이 시즌 2의 엔딩입니다. 그래서 시즌 3는 이제 그곳에서부터 시작해서 기훈이 어떤 변화를 겪게 되는가, 자신의 모든 노력이 실패로 돌아갔다는 그런 패배감과 좌절감, 그리고 거기에 죄의식까지 갖게 된 기훈이 어떤 모습으로.
In an earlier interview with the creator, he was cautious to reveal or say anything as it could be a spoiler, but did mention that soon after the release of Season 2 that a Season 3 announcement would follow.
엄마.
그냥 나도 모르게 눈물이 나네요. 이제 저도 아들이 있다 보니까 만약에 현실이었다면 어땠을까라는 생각을 했었던 것 같아요. 이제 그런 상황이 되니까 주체를 할 수가 없더라고요. 지금 생각해서 슬퍼.
From his words, he said, "What I can say is after Season 2 launches, I believe we will be announcing the launch date for Season 3 soon. I probably expect that to launch around summer or fall next year." Speaking in 2025.
저 장면을 찍을 때 실제로 세게 자기의 따귀를 때리기 때문에 감독님이 이거 NG 없이 웬만하면 가자고 해서 한 3번 정도 갔었던 걸로 기억을 해요. 그게 이제 제가 아플까 봐 걱정해서가 아니고 멍이 들어서 분장으로 커버가 안 될까 봐.
It was also stated by him that Season 3 will explore the relationship between the frontman and Sung Gi-yeon.
선배님이 진짜 소리를 크게 질렀거든요. 어른부터 시작해서 한마디 한마디가 그 모든 사람들한테 들려야 되니까 진짜 소리를 크게 지르셨는데 다음날 오셨는데 목이 멀쩡하신 거예요.
저 같으면은 그렇게 소리 지르고 나면은 진짜 며칠 가거든요. 역시 월드 클래스는 다르다. 목이 괜찮을까 싶을 정도로 아프죠.
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, while the sets only took a few months to build from the ground up, the writing and script changes were 10 years in the making.
씨한테도 야, 당신 진짜 너무 멋있게 잘했다라는 얘기를 뭐 몇 번을 하게 됐었는데 그것은 제 진심입니다. 저 장면에서 너무 멋있고 개구진 면도 보이면서 또 섬뜩한 면까지 너무 잘 연기를 해주셔가지고 클라이막스 장면으로서 더 이상의 어떤 그런 표현이 부족하지가 않는 장면이었던 것 같아요.
But we wanted to turn this around you guys. What do you think about all these moments? Which one was your favorite and what are your predictions on season 3? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
장면 때문에 사실 출연을 고사할까도 개인적으로 되게 마주하고 싶지 않은 장면이었던 것 같아요. 제 실제 삶에서도 이제 엄마한테 미안하다라는 말을 할 기회도 없고 할 분위기도 아니고 그래서 몇 주 전부터 어떻게 저거 할까 정말 혼자 몸살을 앓았던 기억이